So I'll be honest with you, I've decided to do something a little bit different and I want to share that with you all. So like anything brand new, I'm going to be starting from day one. I'm completely brand new to this. So with that, let's go over and see what exactly I'm talking about and how we're going to go through this journey together. So what have I decided to do? Well, like most people, I don't own a bolt action rifle beyond my military surplus collection. I certainly don't own a 2.2. So what did I decide to do? I decided to get my first 2.2 rifle, which we are going to make a precision rimfire build. So with that, let's get into what I've decided to go with and why. So what rifle have I decided to go with? Well, this is the CZ457 Royal. Now, why haven't I decided to begin my precision rifle journey with a Remington or a Tikka or a semi-auto 5.56, maybe something in 308 or 6.5 Creedmoor? Why have I decided to go with 2.2 long rifle? Well, simply put, it's cheap. I know that might sound like a cop-out to a lot of you, but when you're learning something brand new, I would much rather shoot an enjoyable caliber with low recoil and cheap ammunition than something that's very high recoil, very high wearing, and very expensive. So a lot of gentlemen who are military snipers, civilian precision shooters, pointed me towards this. They said, Echo Mike, go ahead and get yourself a precision 2.2 rifle, and every single one pointed me towards the CZ457 Royal. Now this is a beautiful rifle, and as it is, this is a sub MOA gun at 100 yards. It is extremely impressive for those of you who don't know just how accurate these guns can shoot. So let's talk about what my plan is for this rifle and what some of the features are and why I selected this particular rifle of the CZ457 line. So the CZ457 Royal, what is the difference between the CZ457 line? Well, this model in particular has a 20-inch barrel, and that's going to allow maximum burn for that 2.2 LR round and improved accuracy. This one has the match barrel in it and also has a 1/2x20 suppressor thread, because I do plan to suppress this rifle. What's more, it comes with a very nice metal 5-round magazine, and I didn't know these were as expensive as they are, because these are pushing $65 a piece, but I really like the feel of the metal. What sets the Royal apart is going to be this Turkish walnut stock. Now this stock is, I'd call it minimally oiled, and you also have I believe a rosewood front up here. So what I'm going to do with this stock, one of the first things is I'm going to put a very nice finish on it. I have friends that are very professional English gun makers who gave me some secret ideas on how to get this stock beautiful, so stay tuned for that. Echo Mike, why didn't you go for a tactical stock? Well, here's the cool part. The CZ457 is one of the most popular models with a nice torque screw detachment. So if I decide to go upgrade to a more tactical synthetic stock, I can do that. But to start off, honestly, I wanted to get that traditional wood rifle look. I just think it's fantastic and really adds to the whole, I don't want to call it vibes, but it adds to what this rifle looks and feels like. There's something to be said for carrying a wood rifle when you're off in the woods, plinking at acorns or whatever it might be. So that is a rundown of the CZ457. It's a 2.2 LR bolt action rifle right here with a 5-round magazine. I do wish it came with an additional magazine, but it sadly does not. I've already oiled this up. Always give your new guns a nice oil down, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm very happy with it. The trigger on it, we are clear, is a very crisp, adjustable trigger by CZ, and I'd say that's already pulling at the 2-pound range. And you can get upgraded triggers for this, like the Timely. So let's go ahead and talk about what upgrades I've selected to initially put on this rifle. Let's talk about precision shooting and what you'll need on the rifle to make that possible. Now, I spoke to a lot of my friends that do precision shooting, either 2.2 or professionally in the military, and they all gave me the same advice, which is always refreshing because it means that the same things hold true. It's not like everyone's giving you different advice, which is very common in the tactical community. So the best place to start is going to be the Optic. So I was really torn between a Vortex and this is the Archon. So both are really great scopes. They both have Japanese glass. This particular one I got off my mate who gave it to me for a very good price, $300 with the Arkin mounts, which would run you about 600 retail, and he shot it, I believe, once. So the optic that I was looking for was, because I was learning to do PRS and I'm brand new to this, having a mil or an MOA optic with the Christmas tree is going to be really important. I wanted something because I knew I wanted to learn the mil radian or the MOA system. I ultimately decided to go with the MOA system, but even though I am English, the system is more accurate. And in the States, I'm so used to working on inches in targets, my brain just understands that distance on a target better. So a MOA made sense. And honestly, it was the scope that my friend had, and it was saving me almost $300. Now, why did I go for a scope that would seem like overkill? So this is the Arkin SH4 Gen 2. And this is a 6 to 24 by 50 optic. It's got illuminated reticle with an MOA reticle also. It's got the fully adjustable turrets on here. We have distance adjustments. It's got, again, that 1 to 12. It's got the zero stop, which is very important. It's got illuminated reticle, and it's got that upgraded Japanese glass. The body is the original on the box. It's the SH4, not the SH4J. But my friend did give me the paperwork that this was sent to the factory and upgraded with their Japanese glass. And this might seem like overkill for this rifle, but remember, I'm doing this as an introduction. I'm doing it to teach myself. So I wanted an optic that not only would work on this rifle, but I could stick on my AR-15, or when I decide to go for a 308 or a 6.5 or whatever it may be, I can take this scope, the one I'm going to be learning on, save that money, and then transfer it to another firearm. I don't need to go out and buy another optic, although I may. We'll see how much I like it. But the option is always there. Some of the features that were a must for this scope, because I wasn't buying it for this rifle, I had in mind that it has to go on other rifles that are higher caliber and will ultimately demand more, be that range or whatever it might be. So I wanted an optic with a lot of magnification, that 24 range, but really importantly, I wanted an optic with illumination. The sun's setting right now, and having a little bit of illumination is important, and that's something that Vortex didn't offer. Their Venom is their competitor to this, and that optic just didn't have that option. What's more is I wanted the zero stop. The zero stop, it basically means that you can twist and turn all these turrets, and at the end of the day, you can put them on zero, and that means you're going to get this zero, be that the 25, 50, or 100 yard zero. So zero stop is really important. The Vortex optics have a plastic zero stop. The Arkin is metal, and that for me, a metal zero stop with the O-ring protection that the Vortex doesn't have, combined with the illuminated reticle, for me, sold me the Arkin. And again, it just so happened that my friend, even though a mil radian one would have maybe been preferred, the MOA one I'm very happy with, and again, for the price, you can't beat it. So this optic did come with the scope rings, and these will run over $100 a piece. And the fact that he gave them to me, this is a 34mm tube with a Picatinny scope ring. So again, thanks again, mate. You know who you are, you really helped me out there. Unfortunately, the CZ457 doesn't come with Picatinny rail. It comes with a Weaver 18mm hunting rail mount, so we did need an adapter. So for that, I got this. This is CZ457 by Area 419, and this is an awesome adapter. So this adapts our 18 Weaver to our Picatinny rail, and it also has a bubble level in the back. Oftentimes, guys will put the bubble levels on the optics, but having it on the back there, it just saves you buying something. It looks really cool. Now this is a 30 MOA can, so this is something really interesting that I was brand new to. So let me give you guys a quick rundown. So when you buy a rail for a rifle, you have the choice of an MOA. And what that means is that that rail isn't flat, but it's actually canted downwards. Because what that means is on your rifle and in your scope are like so, you're gonna have two intersecting lines shooting out. By canting this downwards, it means that your zero is going to be towards that movement area of the reticle. So if our reticle has certain movement up and down, like so, if our rail is straight, that reticle zeroed is going to be in the middle, which means if we're shooting distance, we only have half the scope to adjust for range. But by canting that scope down and then our barrel going straight, we've intersected the lines earlier, meaning that our 0 is going to be up here on the scope, giving us more adjustment within it. Basically meaning that I can dial a further range on this guy, shoot longer distance, and although it is a 2.2, these are very capable out to 200, 300, even 400 yards. And at those ranges, I believe at 200 yards, a 2.2 round is the same ballistics as shooting 308 at 1,000. So I knew that I wanted that extra cant, again, on those days that I really want to challenge myself. Hence the 30 MOA. Now at 15 MOA, you're going to be less, and then you can get even 50 MOA for extreme long-range precision shooting. But 30 being a good mid-ground, and for what I envisioned doing with this rifle, I think it was perfect. Moving on from this, I also bought scope rings before my friend sold me the Optic with scope rings. Now these are the Vortex scope rings, and these are low profile, these are mid profile. I'll probably end up using these low profile ones just because this mount brings that scope even higher. So when we do the video on me actually putting this on the rifle, the entire process, again, this mini series is kind of going to be, we're going to get out of camouflage, we're going to put on the collared shirts and really enjoy learning precision 2.2 rifle shooting together. And that's going to include not only this, but the mounting of these accessories, and then actually going out, zeroing it, shooting it, etc. But I'll probably end up using these low profile. Speaking of mounting and putting together, we've got a bubble level set. So I actually never owned a precision rifle, so I never thought the mean to get a leveling set. Now my friends are gunsmiths, I could have sent it to them, but there's something to be said for going and learning how to do it yourself. So we got a level, and these are extremely accurate. To help us put it together, we also got this. This is Vibratite. I haven't been a fan of Loctite on my rifles. I find it chips off, it gets brittle. So I was looking for a product that really helps with that. This is not a sponsorship, it kind of sounds like one right now, but this is Vibratite, and this was recommended by all the precision shooting guys. It's basically Loctite thread locker that is designed for recoil and high vibration activities. So we've got that to help us put on there. Again, when I'm buying this package, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking I can use this on my rifles, I can set up everything. So, again, getting the good quality equipment is important. And lastly, I think because we are learning MOA system for the first time, I've got a little cheat sheet, and this is a ranging card. So this just tells you what MOA in the scope, at what distance for what objects, and it also includes the calculation. And this is something that I'm going to be keeping either on the stock or in my pocket while I'm at the range. It was like $8, and I think well worth the buy. Just something that I can kind of look at while I eat breakfast and watch YouTube videos and start studying and getting used to. So guys, there you have it. There is my introduction to precision long-range shooting with the 2.2 rifle, the CZ457 Royal. I have not got a bipod yet. I'm still deciding on a bipod, so please put your recommendations in the comments below. Let me know what you think of this setup. Is this good? Is it bad? What are you running for your 2.2 rifles? Do you need one? But what is the reason behind getting one? So I think you should, guys. I think we should take a step back, really sit down and enjoy shooting again. I know I'm going to have a ton of fun enjoying this shooting, and it's not all about surviving the end of the world or, getting tactical and all kitted up. Sometimes it's just nice to go out and put very small holes and groupings through paper. At the end of the day, it's going to improve my marksmanship, which always has to improve. It's going to mean that you're learning something new and keeping this hobby refreshing and fun. So let me know what you guys think of this setup on the comment section below. As always, I want to thank you for your time and your support. Big week this week. We just shipped out the first order of Echo Mic training targets to all of you. It was absolutely amazing to do, an experience I won't forget. So those are now in stock and ready for you to buy. And if YouTube allows it, I will be putting those on the below this video. So if you want to support the channel, the best way is going to be by purchasing those targets. Help me by helping yourself and getting you something that actually helps you to train and learn. I was very bored with the targets on the market, so I designed my own, and they are for anyone from outdoors experienced guys to door kickers to with your friends at the local range. Those targets allow a new way to train, an exciting way to train. So if you want to support the channel, go ahead and support yourself by purchasing yourself some of those. Guys, as always, I want to thank you for your time. Look after your mates, look after each other. And for closing thoughts today, don't be scared to try something new, because when you're new at something, that is the only time that you have the excuse of being bad. Good job, Echo. Good job. You killed the bad guy. Did you kill the bad guy?